love it or hate it. Product placement in K-dramas. Raise your hands if you have ever asked yourself this question. Am I watching a Korean drama or a commercial? Also, did this question pop up while watching The King, Eternal Monarch? If the answer is yes, welcome to the club of raising eyebrows each time a product placement appears in the said drama. Product placements, also known as PPLs, have become a normal thing for Korean dramas. If you've seen a product with its brand uncovered, that is likely product placement. Let me name a few to refresh your memory. Subway, Samsung smartphones, red ginseng extract, Hyundai cars, BBQ olive chicken. To enlighten you further, let's dig deeper with the King, Eternal Monarch's product placements. Our love for Lee Min-ho was really tested with this drama because of its excessive product placements. No one can deny that viewers were actually distracted from the drama's storyline because of these PPLs, whether they were smoothly transitioned or went a little overboard and tagged as try hard. Perhaps The King was like a 16-episode-long commercial. From the red ginseng, coffee, food applications, milk tea, jewelry, our favorite kimchi, luxury cars, branded bake shops, skincare products, chicken, and even down to phone cases. I think we can all agree that many of these were used as product placements in The King. Well, if you think you've missed them, I'm here to show them all to you until you shout, Hajima! Let's start off with Yogiyo, a food delivery app in Korea. In order to use the app, of course, one of the characters will be using a phone. So here enters D Park's handphone cases as another product placement. Drinks like Georgia Coffee and the Ali Milk Tea will be on your screen. Skincare products like Cellreturn, LED masks, and Kaihi Skincare made it to the list. To add even more beauty to the drama's female lead, a Jayastina necklace comes to the rescue. Ready your wish list because Aston Martin Ki-hung might be your next dream car thanks to its appearance in The King, Eternal Monarch. Don't think the list is over because here's The King, Eternal Monarch making sure that its characters never go hungry. Entering its list of PPLs are BBQ olive chicken, Junga stir-fry kimchi, and Paris baguette. And to top it all off, say hello to one of the most common PPLs in the K-drama world, red ginseng extract. Viewers already can't even keep up with the list if you're taking notes, but to make it even more frustrating, these products would appear several times throughout the drama. Can we agree that maybe the product placement simply went on and on and on, to the point where it became a reason to start disliking the drama because of all these PPLs? Were they starting to ruin the flow of the story? Did you find it really distracting? The characters were spending too much time at the places and maybe with the products, making viewers wonder possibly, could that be the only restaurant in the whole world? Is that the only bread they can enjoy? And do they really need that pack of kimchi everywhere they go? What could have made viewers even more disappointed was how the characters were actually saying more than one line to explain the quality of the product.
세상에 어떻게 이런 맛이 이런 맛은 처음이야.
왜? 네가 온 거기엔 닭이 없니?
양념이 이렇게 범벅된 건 없네. 이 맛이 천하 제일이군.
Plus, how the camera really focuses on the product, creating a bigger distraction. Mind you, this doesn't happen just in this particular drama. Product placement is over many a Korean drama and seems to have high influences in many Asian dramas. In the K-drama world, we've all seen those scenes wherein they focus in on that product, give it a few seconds of screen time, and maybe add a little line or two about it. But what else could be a little distracting and catch our attention is black tapes and blurred logos, an indication the brand covered is not a product placement, but they have to be careful of copyright infringement. Wondering what that looks like? See episode 1 of Fight for My Way. Dongman, Ira, and her friend are casually walking along the street on the way to a restaurant where there's something beside the actors that might catch your attention. The background. It's filled with shops, but what's odd about it is how they're covered with 2 or 3 letters of the brand names, clearly telling viewers that they are not PPLs. This could have been their way of removing the viewer's attention from the brand, but did it really work, or did it just look like fuzzy focusing on the cameraman's part? Did the viewer shrug it off? Or was it a guessing game, where the viewer could try to guess the shops and products that were covered and disguised. With so much product placement heavily implemented into dramas, albeit from brand sponsorships, could it actually bring us to the point of rolling our eyes or laughing it off? Who wouldn't, right? And what about the poorest characters owning the latest Samsung phone? This could be an interesting scenario. And what about CEOs with their fancy watches, constantly dining out? But what if they're dining out at, say, Subway? It could be another product placement, but they have to tie it in there somehow. Let's not forget that kissing scene from Strong Women to Bongsoon. It was supposed to have that woo moment, that UWU moment. Or maybe it could have been a joyful laughing face. Everybody remember Scarlet Heart Rio? Maybe this could be a similar expression. But the swooning did not last in this scene because of the chocolate brand included in the shot. It kind of had us wondering if we should focus on the kiss or maybe on some wonderful chocolate. Should we swoon or should we buy chocolate? Or maybe we should do both. Do you remember when the goblin himself handed out a Subway sandwich to a random guy and told him he's going to need it? That scene just screams random, not to mention in Goblin, the Body Shop White Musk fragrance scene. I guess we all laughed at how the goblin was holding the perfume with all the other products as his background. We had to blink twice to check if our screens had that skip ad button, because that scene was literally like an advertisement. Take a look. What do you think? And again, how about Subway taking too much screen time from Descendants of the Sun, and Delcom Coffee getting all angles of its shop shown to viewers? And maybe when we thought Itaewon Class was a Samsung free series, it made us laugh and shake our heads when the main characters of the drama suddenly owned the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. In the last episodes, how did we not see that coming? Remember that eye roll everyone made from the porridge scene of Sky Castle? No one can forget how awkward and unrelated that scene was. Maybe normally a prestigious woman in this drama can do better than this kind of restaurant. So having a meeting in this place couldn't be any more random, and maybe you could find it out of the story's context. What about Vagabond? Gets us all excited and holding our breaths with all their action stunts. With all their car chasing and sharp shooting, we are all anticipating the next scenes. Boom, here it comes. Subway and Lancome changing the mood. Our steady eyes watching serious and breathtaking scenes unconsciously roll as the bright colors of the Subway shop appear, quite unfit for the theme of the story. Also, might you have noticed how these product placements don't show up when something bad is about to happen? Talking about the same drama, Vagabond, remember when they planned to poison a character? He was served a Korean meal, the poison mixed in the soup. Sorry if that's a spoiler alert. Why wasn't he served a meal from Subway? They could have mixed the poison in a Subway drink, but they didn't. Yet, they kept on showing Subway most of the time whenever they were eating in a scene. In that particular moment, they decided to use a Korean dish. We are going to bounce back to King the Eternal Monarch. In another instance where they might have avoided main product placements with unpleasant scenes is when the antagonist of King the Eternal Monarch placed poison in a drink they weren't going to promote. It could have been as easy to use Georgia coffee or maybe even the alley milk tea for that scene, but they didn't. Scenes like this could make it inconsistent for dramas who are heavily using those product placements in every chance they get. But they remove them from scenes with a negative nature, not wanting to create a bad impression on these products. Apart from badly placed advertisements, we also have good product placements. Can you think of one? Here's a hint. Lipstick. Yes, the world of the married did not disappoint. Viewers may not be a fan of their other product placements, but what shocked everyone was that the lipstick from the first episode was actually a product placement. It was placed on the scene so effortlessly because who would have thought that an important key in the drama is actually a PPL? Even with the backlash received from awkward and random product placements, you may wonder why Korean dramas still continue to insert them and sacrifice our beloved screen time where the characters can be kissing, swooning, and just falling in love. Here's why. Brands pay a large amount of money to these dramas because the amount of audience that can be reached could increase product sales. A PPL offer is one of the reasons why our favorite dramas serve as great quality productions because they add to the drama's budget. Whether we want these PPLs or plead for a heads up on when they'll show up, so maybe we could just close our eyes and get on with the story. But these product placements can also be really helpful. And sometimes it's nice to be able to take a look at different brands and see what's out there. Seeing them demonstrated by an actor or actress can be extremely handy, almost like watching a YouTube review. Maybe there weren't as many PPLs before in Korean dramas until My Love from the Star. This drama really changed the game in product placements after selling out lipsticks, increasing Jimmy Choo sales, and making a craze out of chicken and beer. It showed everyone how a scene from a Korean drama can truly impact a brand's market and boost those product sales. This new marketing strategy of brands did not fail, as we have seen from Descendants of the Sun and The King Eternal Monarch. These shows might have received some criticisms for that excessive use of product placement, but multiple reports have stated the impact it made on sales of those partnered products. Those PPLs have big roles in K-dramas nowadays. They are now part of our K-drama lives. And at the end of the day, don't we all just secretly search for those products and add them to our carts, making the statement that bad publicity is still better than no publicity accurate? What are your favorite product placement moments? Have you ever purchased an item or gone to a restaurant simply because it was in a drama you watched? Thanks for watching, MDLers. We'll see you next time. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host at HappySqueak. Maybe normally a I can't say prestigious. Okay. In the K-drama world, we've all seen scenes wherein the focus the product. In the K-drama world, we've all seen those scenes wherein they focus